Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. Out at the golf course, just beautiful sunny day. It's really nice. Golfers are playing golf and walking and riding the carts and looking at all the birds out here. Just beautiful. But it just keeps going down, guys. It keeps going down. And nobody wants to look at that. So there's a lot to cover today. Please, as always, like the video. Helps with the algorithm. Share it with your friends. Make a comment. That's a big deal for the algorithm. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Plus, guys, take a look at our secondary channel, iAllegedly Live, because that's where a lot of cool stuff's going to happen with the interviews and a bunch of cool stuff that's happening out there now. You want to sign up for that. There's a link below for you to sign up for that. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But first things first, guys. A lot to cover in this video, but I'm going to go straight to the real estate agents. Right now, there's a great article out of Housing Wire, which is a real industry news source for the real estate industry, talking about sales, talking about agents, talking about loan officers, talking about everything. But right now, they're doing a realism tour where they're saying, hey, let's get real with this. There are too many agents out there. We have too many agents in this industry. And think about this. There's 1.5 million agents competing for 4.2 million houses for sale. And you can say, well, gosh, Dan, that's supply and demand. Here's the thing, guys. When you have a booming economy and real estate goes up, so does the number of people that think that they're going to be real estate professionals. Everybody's got to start someplace. Here's the thing that's fascinating. There were $4.4 trillion in real estate transactions in 2021. It has dropped now 75%. 75%. The number of agents in 2021 that had less than 2 years of experience, 1 in 4, 25%. It has now dropped to 17%. So it's dropping, but not far enough. Now, here's the thing that I believe. And there's nothing wrong with somebody young. There's nothing wrong with an apprenticeship. There's nothing wrong with getting started in any industry. I truly believe that. I also have learned from a lot of good real estate professionals, Drayton Nay, Scott Walters, they all worked with other people. They worked with really high-end real estate agents that knew what they were doing. Josh Altman did the same thing for $1 Million Listing, worked with higher-end agents that were really experienced so he could get his feet wet years ago. Now he's the higher end agent with the more experience. But the point is that a lot of people just go out there and set up shop. Going to be an agent. The amount of damage that has been done to people by using an inexperienced real estate agent, paying too much, having something be screwed up on title, having something go wrong, and damaging clients. Great article below about this. This just happens all the time, and nobody wants to look at that. Well, and my brother-in-law wants to sell my house. He wants the commission. Okay, good luck with that. There are hundreds of thousands of loan officers right now that work for non-banks. In other words, they work for mortgage companies. Now, here's what's fascinating. Think about this stat. 1.5% of the real estate agents sell 68% of the houses right now. 1.5% of the real estate agents, the top tier, sell 68% of the properties that are out there. Not nuts? So there is value if you're going to have a real estate agent. And if you talk to a guy like Drayton Nay, he says you never need a real estate agent. You just need your lawyer, and you need to deal with it all on your own and do your own multiple listing service yourself for under $300. But we won't get into that today. The point is that so many people are out there right now that don't know what they're doing still, and there's an abundance of people that are in this industry. So many people have to leave the industry because they're making no money. So it's fascinating, guys. Absolutely fascinating that you've got an industry where you list somebody's house and you're supposed to make 3%. Oh, Dan, we give people a deal. We give them 2.5%. Still, guys, it's too much money, in my opinion. You give them 2.5%, what do you do for that? Put a cool sign in front of the house and put them in the MLS book? Okay. There has to be more than that to sell property. The agents that I love, the ones that I think are the real deal, are the guys like, there's a few people in San Diego when I drive down there and you get the radio stations down there. Hey, list with Ted. Ted's got buyers. If Ted doesn't sell your house in 30 days, he'll buy your house. Well, that's a bold statement. Ted's got some scratch too, that Ted can make that claim. He's not putting that and paying thousands of dollars for a radio spot. So, needless to say, there are hundreds of thousands of agents that are not doing anything right now, that literally are writing no loans, doing nothing right now for work. It's absolutely crazy. As we hover at 7% for mortgages, you're going to see them get higher. And every time I talk about this, I get people that say, well, my husband, owns a machine shop. He really is not, doesn't work for anybody, works for himself. So we got an 8% mortgage. You're going to see that, guys, more and more and more. But the point of this is that, we're being told that there is a shortage of houses and that there's not enough houses to go around. Okay, let's convert these office buildings into houses. Let's convert them to condos. Let's convert office buildings into warehouses. I love that one. You take an office building, you're going to convert it to a warehouse. What are you going to do? Rip the walls out and just store stuff in it? We're going completely backwards on this. But the number of agents out there right now is in abundance. It's going to fall even further. There are thousands of agents a week that are quitting, can't make enough money, can't cover the expenses, can't cover advertising, and that's who you should hire to list and sell your property. No way. These loan officers out there right now, when times are good, these people make money hand over fist. Pick up the phone. Oh, you want a loan? Good. There you go. Boom. If you remember back in the day, 05, 06, 07, things were crazy. You had New Century and all these places just writing loans like they were going out of style. And then eventually, it stopped. And when it stopped, everything collapsed. Right now, you have an abundance of people losing their job. How many tech jobs have been lost in California in just this year alone? Okay, 241,000 tech jobs. Those are people that make, on an average, the higher end income. And you've got people that, some of them got jobs at different places, some of them moved on to different places, but what do you do? Seriously, what do you do if you're one of these people? You're not going to be able to maintain the lifestyle that you have right now. It's not going to happen. It's an industry that's falling apart right now, and no one wants to look at that. The idea of, there's just not enough houses, so with that, prices will never fall. You are kidding yourself. You're absolutely kidding yourself. Got a bunch of great quotes from Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan coming up in the video. And, he's not convinced that we're out of the woods yet. The other experts are not convinced we're out of the woods yet. A lot of these people think that we're on the cusp of a stock market and banking crisis. So with that being said, where is this headed? Where is it headed? You don't think that people are going to have to unload their houses in a hurry. You don't think that people have to move. People lose their jobs. Understand this. Not everybody puts 25%, 30% down in their house. So many people are upside down. It is anticipated that 400,000 people, as I sit here and make this video, are literally negative on their mortgages right now. On the loan to value of their homes are upside down from their previous purchase over the last 2 years. It's only growing right now, guys. Oh, Dan, housing prices are not going to go down. I get the fools that write me from, their blocked accounts that they don't have a name or anything like that, and tell me how great it is in their area. Good for you. That's fantastic. It is not going anywhere but down right now. These agents leaving like this should be the warning sign of all warning signs for each and every one of us right now. But nobody wants to look at that. Nobody wants to accept that things are bad right now. So let me know what you think right now. But if you're going to go and hire an agent, I'm telling you this right now. I have friends that are agents. I've got my high school reunion coming out. All these people that are agents. Oh, Dan, let's talk. Can't wait to talk to you. Hire the ones that have done it 15, 20 years. Hire those people. Don't hire anybody else. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. What a terrible thing to say. It is. It is. I really mean this. Don't hire a financial advisor that wasn't around through 2006, 2007, 2008. Preferably somebody that saw the .com debacle too. Remember that. You know, hire an accountant literally that just started doing taxes last year. Okay, do that. Do that to yourself too. It makes no sense, guys. Let's go get the doctor that's brand new to do surgery on you. Why don't you do that? Oh, that's insane. Who would do that? Right, but you would trust the biggest purchase of your life to some novice. Okay, your friend's idiot son. You would do that. Remember that. Oh my gosh, Kevin's a good guy, Dan. He's such a nice man. Okay, he needs to get started someplace. Okay, let him get started with someone else. Okay, let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, every day we wake up and the business news seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse right before our eyes. What can we do? Can we let our 401k be managed by some child, or do we take matter into our own hands? What you can do is call Patriot Gold today and get yourself an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The advantage to this is that it's always been a safe haven investment. Gold has stood the test of time, and you need to protect yourself and your family as you enter retirement. Call them today, 888-330-1431 before it's too late. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. They will give you a free investor guide, and they will answer all of your questions and show you their no fee for life IRA and 401k can make a huge difference in your life and in your retirement. Protect yourself now before it's too late. Physical metals have always stood the test of time. You need to get into this now before it's too late. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Ask them questions, get the answers so you feel better, but do it before it's too late. It's very hot out here this morning, and you know, speaking of blowhards and heat, I kept thinking about Jamie Dimon from, you know, JP Morgan. And he had 12 quotes that are wild, okay? And I mean, they're all over the place. They cover everything. And I really thought it was important to share it in this video because he just, you know, he's a man of the people. He's one of us, guys. He's making $35 million a year. He's just like you and me. Remember that. First things first, the bank failures, really no significance. Nothing big with the bank failures. What he's concerned about is interest rates rearing their ugly heads. I love that one. But number three, the consumer's really strong. The consumer's strong because they have $1 trillion right now of spending power, and you got nothing to worry about. They're just gonna keep buying things. Who believes that? Who believes that? Now, here's the thing that was wild that he said. You wanna know what concerns me? War, starvation, nuclear war, nuclear threats, blackmail, nuclear blackmail, that concerns him. And, you know, that's something we should all think about. Well, what? Okay, thanks for sharing that one. I wasn't even thinking about that stuff until you mentioned it. Quantitative easing and quantitative tightening. The thing that's wild about the Fed right now is the Fed has a trading desk on the stock exchange. They're buying stocks right now. They're buying bonds. They're buying whatever they want right now. Quantitative easing, putting money into the system. He says, we never really experienced this before. We don't know the true effects of this. Quantitative tightening, where they take money out and they start selling some of that stuff that they bought for pennies on the dollar and got deals on. We really don't know how this is going to affect things. You're right. You're absolutely right. Instead of letting the free market work its way out, that's what he came up with. You know, we've done a horrible job, he said, on taxation, landlords, mortgages, obesity, and diabetes. Man, he just like covered it all right there, okay? So that's what concerns him. Mortgage, obesity, and diabetes. You know, he thinks the growth only at 2% for the last 2 decades is embarrassing. Well, again, get rid of quantitative easing, get rid of the free checks and the free love and the free money that everybody's been given, and let the open market decide how it's going to be. Survival of the fittest, babe. Go sell some stuff. Go have a better business. You know? Look at our own cash flow. Says it's a concern. You know, he doesn't want to see Trump as president again. Guess what? If you ask Bill Ackman, Jamie Dimon should be our next president because he's man of the people. He's one of us. Oh yeah, he says he's not suited for politics. That was number 9, which I thought was funny. You're right, he's not suited for politics. And I agree with him there. You know, again, he keeps talking about the work from home lifestyle, how it doesn't work. And he brought up the greatest thing. What do you do with an apprentice? Okay? Well, if you're a plumber's apprentice, for example, a friend of mine had somebody come out to her house to look at her hot water heater because her idiot brother installed it wrong. And they sent out an apprentice to look at it. And she's like, oh, the guy's only 27 years old. I said, well, he's got to start someplace, but he's working on your hot water heater. It's not like he's repiping your house. There's a big difference. And that I have no problem with this guy because he's working under somebody and he's the apprentice. But a plumber's apprentice, you can't do that via Zoom, okay? So I have faith that this guy's been on a job site or two and he could navigate this. So especially a hot water heater was no big deal. But that's what he's talking about. How do you have an apprentice in lending? How do you have somebody that doesn't walk them through it? You know, it really is weird. I have a niece whose husband's going to be a doctor. He's doing rounds right now. And it's hands-on on everything. And I mean, that's the only way you can do it. You have to be there. Now, you can sit there and say, loan officers, Dan, are different. No, how do you train somebody for this? That's what Jamie Dimon's talking about. You know, number 11, no one likes to commute, but that's the price of having a job. Okay, if you don't like it, don't have a job. That was great. You don't like it, you don't want to commute, don't work here. Have a nice day. And, you know, he wants to let everybody know, number 12, is that his legacy, he wants everybody to say, gosh, I'm going to miss that SOB when he's gone. That's what everybody wants. You know, a little full of himself, little Jamie Dimon, man of the people, Jamie Dimon, okay? But what do you think about all that stuff? I thought it was wild. I thought some of it was good, but it was worth sharing each one of those because they're significant. But again, the fat cat, I guarantee this guy has friends that are in upper management that work at other places that are his buddies working from their vineyards and not going into the office right now. But share your thoughts on this. Let me know. We're getting more crypto warnings right now. The crypto exchange Binance, they had a huge IPO a couple years ago. Everything was fantastic. Well, in the last 10 days, they had a bunch of executives leave the company. And now they're saying to stay open, they have to let go of 1,000 more employees right now. Okay, well, that's significant, 1,000. Mr. Wonderful was on Fox talking business, talking about the dire straits that we're in right now, and that people don't want to accept how bad things are right now, and that core inflation, you can sit there and say the inflationary number is down right now, but core inflation is up right now, and it's bad. He owns, you know, almost 100 businesses, and he's saying how bad it is. Getting employees, paying people, keeping people, materials, everything is going up, but it's gone down for all of us. You don't complain about this. You can't get a job where you can pay your bills. Speaking of that, the average person buying the average home, you know, how much money does it take to buy the average house right now? Which this is what I got a kick out of that made me want to talk about this story. And that is, let's talk about the average house, which is $483,000. Where? Where do you get that? You can't get condos here in California for $483,000. When we look at foreclosures in some of these areas that are deals, I had someone tell me about a relative died, they were selling condos, they were unloading them for $200,000 under market right now, and both of these condos were 30 years old, and they were both over $600,000 after the sale price. But you can get the average house for $483,000. They also recommend that people do the 28-36 rule, 28-36. 28% of your pre-tax earnings should go towards your house payment, with a maximum of 38% of your 36% of your pre-tax earning going towards your payment. Who does that? Most people are like 60, 70% right now. Don't worry, we'll swing it. It won't last forever. You're right, because you'll lose the house. So look at the article below. It's great. It really is good. But it says, let's take a house of $300,000 and, a house of $400,000, you put $100,000 down on it and what your payment would be. You'd need to make $100,000 a year. Great. Where do you have that job? Where do you have the $400,000 house? Seriously, tell me where that's at. Tell me where it's at, where it's near a metropolitan city, where it's not out in the middle of nowhere, where you don't have to worry about crime, getting robbed, getting hurt, getting things stolen in such a horrible way. San Francisco, it's in a death spiral right now. That was such a great way of putting it. And the death spiral is such that the economy is so upside down in San Francisco because the average person has given up on the fact that they will ever be able to fix that city. How crazy is that? You can't fix the city. City's done. So now that we can't fix the city, we're just gonna move on and forget about it. Well, what happens with New York, Portland, Chicago? People write me and they say, Dan, we're building bridges here. We're doing great things. The economy's booming. And then it's not true, guys. It is not true. So many restaurants are going out of business. I'm telling you, I don't know why, but I had 4 restaurants that had been open over 30 years that people sent me in the last couple of days that are down for the count. Done, finished. Retail stores done, finished. Well, where do you draw the line on this? Where do you start feeling bad for these people? The jobs lost, the businesses that are upside down. My friend Doug they're starting to see foreclosures on commercial properties like they've never seen before. Doug's the foreclosure expert, and we've got our foreclosure course, Real Estate Foreclosure Pro, that the Ninja and I did, Economic Ninja. It's great. But Doug is on the forefront of this. Doug owns the auction house that is selling these properties. And what you're seeing that's absolutely crazy right now is enough is enough with the commercial properties. Time to unload them. Well, do you think this is going to affect people financially when they lose their business? Their sole source of income is done. Well, it's not going to affect anything, Dan. They're just going to get a job. They're going to go do something. Well, like the businesses that are open 30 and 40 years, how do those people survive that? Let me know that. So share your thoughts on this. I love walking out here. It's really hot this morning though, guys. It's just blazing hot out here. So let me know what you think about this stuff and how, the 28-36 rule. Do you guys believe in that? All these people in the UK that write me that are talking about how their payments went up 1,500 pounds, a year. This is crazy. They're seeing 1,500 pounds a month. Pardon me. And they're seeing all these interest rate increases that are just destroying them. And the people that are on fixed incomes cannot get through it. Just can't. And you haven't seen anything yet. So share your thoughts on this. Let's finish this video with these last few stories. The first one is something that I know a lot about, and that is the Small Business Administration. When COVID hit, I was actively involved with getting people grants, loans, things like that. They spoke at my events. They were actively involved in making sure that my audience, the people I knew from my medical experience and from the conferences, were getting access to all this money. Now, flash forward 3 years, and a lot of this money went to people that never should have got it. And the problem that you have is now the Senate Subcommittee for Small Business wants to talk to the SBA. Isabel Guzman, who is in charge of the SBA, stiffed him this week. Didn't show up. Why? Okay, I'm busy. Well, we want to know where $200 billion went. $200 billion went to bad actors, for PPP loans, for EIDL loans, to people that never should have gotten it. Grants. How about the restaurant grant that had almost $29 billion, and they kept changing the terms of it, and all these people and friends of the administration got money, okay, for their restaurant. And some of these places are out of business now. Well, that's a question I'd like answered. Won't you guys want to hear about that? Okay, we'll see about that. Next thing is, when I talked about San Francisco earlier, I forgot to mention that it's such a war zone there that people, when they go to work and have to be in downtown, People will drive and roll all their car windows down. They will then open their trunk when they go to work. So the car is completely exposed. Don't break the windows. Don't break into the car. Don't look for stuff. Don't pry open my trunk because there's nothing here for you to steal. How insane is that? How wrong is that on such an epic scale? So San Francisco, lost, done. Never go there, guys. That should be the thing. It should make a shirt, never go to San Francisco. Anyways, final story. Rivian, the electric truck company, a guy got into a fender bender, hit the fender, didn't damage the vehicle, hit the fender and dented the car. $42,000 fix. When and how long can insurance companies make $42,000 fixes on cars? Seriously. It's not a Bentley. It's not a Ferrari. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not a Porsche. It's not something insane. What are you driving that car for? Because it's just expensive to fix. Oh, it's a Rivian. It's an electric vehicle. You don't understand what goes into this. Nobody does. Nobody does. You're right about that. No one understands anything about this and why people spend so much flipping money on this stuff. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please sign up for the secondary channel, iAllegedly Live. That's where all the live stuff's going to happen and a bunch of new announcements, a bunch of cool stuff's going to happen. Plus, if you'd like more access to me, there is Patreon. I have more exclusive content on Patreon. There is a link below for that. And if you want to email me anything, the best place is hello@iallegedly.com. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Plus, if you guys want to see the Christmas and May winners, go to christmasandmay.com. You can now see the winner list, okay? See you soon.